Well, you want to talk about contrasting styles from 24 hours ago. This is more of a slugfest. This is a game where Miami wants this scoring pace. This is what they want. But the good news is the Kings still have a lead of 50-47 guys with not a very good assist to turnover ratio, and their 3-point shooting dismal. But the positive is they still lead by 3.
Yeah, that's what counts. But you're so right, Grant. I mean, this is a game where the Heat want to make it a slugfest. They'd prefer to play in the half court. Obviously, they'll take transition open looks, but they want to make it 100 to win. And so, the Kings, if they make a few threes and take better care of the ball, they're going to have a great chance to win this game.
Yeah, I just think you hit the nail on the head, Jerry. The Kings have not backed down. They've kept going to the rim, which I don't think has been a bad thing. And hopefully those threes start falling here in the second half a little bit.
Yeah, I think that, the Kings certainly are playing aggressive and tough. They're getting pretty good mileage out of the bench. Kevin Huerter looks like the Kevin Huerter that we're used to seeing. Yeah. I mean, Keegan Murray's been a total no-show so far. Really got to get something out of him, although, with Trey Lyles, you're playing with more confidence all the time.
We talk about the 3-point shooting, which when the Kings do struggle this year, that's been a real issue, 3 of 16. I don't know if they can win this game, even though it's a slugfest and it's a low-scoring game, if that does not improve. I just don't see that. That, to me, is the one area they're going to have to do better in the third and fourth quarter, guys.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you just can't, obviously it would take really a falling apart by Miami to lose to a team shooting 15-20% from 3, but I think they'll get it going. They've had some pretty good looks. Monk has been just outstanding, although at times, he's kind of playing at 100 mile an hour when maybe 90 would do. But you gotta love it, man. The Monkster is on patrol.
Yeah, no doubt. And we got to give credit to the Miami defense. Miami is known for defense. They've done really well, and I think Sabonis has done a pretty good job on Bam Adebayo. I think it's on Coach Christie to find a couple different ways to get the guys moving downhill in the offensive half set, not allowing Miami to push them out to start their sets.
Yeah, I would like to see, Domas has missed about 3 gimmies at the rim. I think he's, more concerned about getting the shot block. Just go ahead and take it up, He's maybe faked himself out a couple of times, but he's doing a marvelous job on the boards and defensively, as you pointed out. I mean, he's outplayed Bam pretty convincingly.
And then there's Tyler Hero. I mean, he's pretty much been the Miami offense. And if you can just somehow try to contain him, you're not going to stop him, contain him. I don't know who else on Miami, Jerry, is going to be able to step up and score.
I don't either. I think when they got Terry Rozier last year, I think they thought he would be that guy. Well, he isn't. Or hasn't been, but Tyler's really good. I mean, Duncan Robinson's another guy you have to be concerned about. I mean, you can guard him, but if you don't, he can get something going.
Yeah,
so he is a big time shooter.
Yes, I'm going to throw in Jaime Jaquez. He is so good at making the right cut at the exact right time, and you can play a great defensive set for 22 seconds, and he'll make that perfect play, Jerry.
Yeah, and he's got a post game, and he's got ability to get into that mid range and make plays. He's one of those underrated guys that could play for any team in the league.
Jerry, the Kings had 12 assists and 8 turnovers. The turnovers for the Kings, do you feel that was because of the pressure of the Miami defense, or do you think at times they were careless with the ball?
Well, I thought a couple of them were really unforced, but I think you have to give Miami some credit. I mean, they're a good defensive team. And they're going to pressure the ball, and they're not going to let you just push it up how you want to. So that probably gives, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think this is where I'd say, Coach Christie, you got to draw up a couple different ways to enter the ball to Domas. If that's what the game plan is going to be and you want to get it to him in the post, you got to find a different way to do it or start it somewhere else, because those are where the unforced turnovers have been, Jerry.
Yeah, and what Miami's doing with Spoelstra, he's switching up man to zone. He's not staying in anything very long. So the timing wise, the Kings are a little slow to react when they're in the half court.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I think the Kings are going to win this game. I'm going to say they're going to win this game 104-101, guys.
I've got them 105-100. Same
Yeah.
kind
Oh,
of
we're
thing.
right. We're in the neighborhood, Jerry.
Yeah, I don't know if many people want to be in our neighborhood, but that's what neighborhood.
Well, boys, I'm moving in. I'm going to 103 to 101 Sacramento.
Oh, so but we all agree that this is going to be the same pace in the second half. We're not looking for we're not expecting like a 35-point quarter by either team, right, guys?
I don't see it. I mean, I think for one team to get away from the other, certainly the Kings have the best chance would be to really knock down a bunch of threes and stretch the game out. But short of that, I think it's going to be a slugfest.
I think Jerry said it in the first sentence of the show. He said that it's going to be a race to 100. Whoever gets there first wins this game.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Right now, it's 50-47. Miami did not play last night. The Kings did, although the Kings didn't really extend themselves. It was a walkthrough. They destroyed Golden State. So I don't know if that's going to be an issue tonight, guys. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, it was a very easy game. The main guys got plenty of rest. Short bus ride home. No, I don't think that, and the style of play that they're playing tonight. So not should have a lot of energy and a lot of gas, and the bench is so much better than it has been. So you got that, with Carter more and more. He's a baller. That kid's a baller.
Yeah, Jerry, he's kind of like you, jumping over other players, even though he played heavy minutes last night.
Yeah, he's got a lot of the hops that I used to have back in my glory days, which I'm trying to remember if I actually had glory days. But if I did, that's what I'd have done.
All right, so let's talk more about Carter. He only played 6 minutes in the first half, but you like the minutes he provided, Jerry?
Oh, I do. I mean, he can guard. You can see that. He's a little bit like Davion Mitchell, except longer and bigger. Can really stay in front of his guy, and then he's a terrific rebounder for a guard. I mean, he gives you almost like another forward on the board. So, there's a lot to like. I mean, it's amazing to me how good he is just coming in middle of the year like this. So I think the Kings got to be very happy about this one.
Yeah, his body is really impressive for a rookie. Very impressive. And also that internal clock, if he knows that jump shot maybe hasn't fallen a time or two, he's going to the rack for better or worse. And I think that's a big help too for a team when they're struggling from beyond the arc.
What about Keegan Murray, guys? I mean, Jerry, he was a no-show, as you said. Those were the words you used in the first half. And we're seeing that too often from him this year. 17 minutes, only took 2 shots. Only had 2 rebounds, 1 assist. I mean, he had pretty much goose eggs across the board.
Yeah, he's just simply not a factor. I mean, and Coach Christie trying to give him every opportunity, but I mean, it's a case where you don't want to ever give up on him. But what you're probably going to have to do is start cutting his minutes, because you just can't have him playing the minutes he's playing and being as unproductive as he's been.
Very interesting. Do you think Devin Carter can fill in some of those minutes, or at least fill the gaps with the rebounding, Jerry?
Yeah, I do. It'd be different now. I'd like to see. I think especially if the Kings play a little more zone, so you don't get mismatches size wise to get the game stretched out. But I think you could play 3 guards, especially as well as Domas rebounds. He kind of allows you to go smaller, even though he's not big, but rebounding wise, he's a giant.
What do you think of the way this game's being called? Because it's a whole different contrast to what we saw last night, Rhino.
I have no problem with it. I think both
neither.
teams are playing physical, clean basketball, Jerry.
Yeah, but me too. I liked it okay last night. I mean, I thought it was one of those things.
Right.
Just missed a lot of calls, but it's both ways. And but tonight it's physical. And so just man up and play it.
I want to get back to Keegan Murray for a moment. He played 17 minutes in that first half. So you think if the first couple of minutes of the third quarter is the same trend, you want to see those numbers go down in this game, right? You don't want to see 17 in the second half, do you?
No, you just can't. You just can't, play a guy 34 or 5 minutes and get 4 points and 5 rebounds. And I mean, he's especially the fact that he's a good defender, but now that you got Carter available, who's a terrific defender as well. So as Rhino pointed out, I think you can figure out a way to get himself, Carter a little more minutes, Trey Lyles more minutes, but Keegan's got to produce more. Same for everybody. That's the name of the lane.
Yeah. All right. So So are we? The number one key, is it making more threes, or is there something else? I think it's personal. I think you just got to make some more threes, because Miami's not going to, in all likelihood, they're not going to go on one of those big scoring runs. So you just make a couple of threes, you should be fine.
Yeah, I think making threes and take care of the ball. Value the
Yep.
ball, make a reasonable percentage of your threes, and you should have the ball game and have the win.
Yeah, transition, convert in transition, both taking care of the ball and obviously picking them up if you turn it over.
All right, you had Phoenix win at Philadelphia. They beat the Sixers 100-99. The Spurs lost in Chicago, so that was a 4-point win. So the Spurs lose a game, and Memphis and Dallas, both teams are so injury riddled right now. Did you see the starting lineups tonight for that game? That's unbelievable. I mean, it really is. But
Yeah.
Memphis wins, and then Minnesota, a good home win against the Clippers.
Yeah, they've been struggling. So as you said, they know it's kind of crunch time, a little bit like the Kings were a week or so ago. And so
Yeah.
big win for them. But Clippers be interesting to see now that Kawhi's playing.
Kawhi's back, yeah.
Yes, to see how that sorts itself out.
Absolutely. All right, Jerry. Thank you, Rhino. Thank you, Rhino. We'll be on right after the game. We'll see if the beam is still lit. To everyone else, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. As the Kings look to win their 5th in a row, we'll talk about it right after the game. Enjoy the second half, everybody.
Bring us some beam, guys.